This is Smick here. Today I'm reviewing Yu-Gi-Oh! Forbidden Memories. Forget what you know about Yu-Gi-Oh! This title puts its own spin in the game. There's no monster effects. Decks always have 40 cards. You must play only one card in your hand each turn, and you fuse monsters in your hand without needing other cards. In fact, the last one's the only way to beat this game. You don't have an extra deck, so how do you know what monsters to fuse? Answer, you don't. It's not explained in the manual or even mentioned during gameplay. The manual does recommend you duel against Master K, a mysterious shadowy figure that looks like Joey Wheeler with glasses. He always uses the same deck as you. This shows you the fusions your deck is capable of, so I suggest you get a pen and paper. What it doesn't tell you is how these monsters fuse in the first place. Usually it's of types. For example, a dragon and thunder type monster can fuse to create Thunder Dragon. Save yourself some trouble and see this article, put it in the description. I recommend not overcomplicating things and only taking note of cards that form strong fusions, as this will eventually replace weaker cards in the deck over time. Unique to this title's cosmic alignments, like in the newspapers. These are symbols shown in each card. When you summon a monster, you choose from one of each type. In the manual, there's a chart showing which alignment's strong and weak against. When battling a monster, an alignment weak to yours, your monster gains 500 attack and defense points. While not as vital as fusion, I recommend you keep this chart close to avoid getting caught with your pants down. The manual can be downloaded online, That said, there's no excuse for the rules not being explained during gameplay. There should be a list of games explaining how to do these fusions. How is anyone supposed to figure this out for themselves and do it well enough to beat this difficult game? And I'd argue a walkthrough is mandatory playing this game. The story is told as a visual novel with pictures and text. The pictures look sharp for PS1. I think this was the best choice, rather than having low resolution polygonal cutscenes. The story, some evil Egyptian dude finds forbidden treasure. Meanwhile, a blue man lectures his prince that he is of royal blood and not to walk on the streets dressed as a commoner. Real charmer, this one. That's why I dress like this. No one gives me any jip. Old Dick Smick knows how to style. You can run or listen. When I decided to listen for once, I was punished by skipping past the start of the game. That's why I never listened in school. I immediately had to face evil Egyptian dude who's OP as fuck. Fun fact, the old man and the main villain are named after the two developers that made it. That explains why they're only in this game. Old Man Blue then sails me in a puzzle and time skip to present day Yu-Gi-Oh! Here you have to play as Yugi in one of Kaiba's tournaments using the same deck as a prince. The first round's against Rex, who stomped me, no pun intended. It was this point I decided to restart the game, this time running away from old blue balls. Make sure to save if something happens, because if you lose in the story, the game reboots and you need to enter the campaign again. So you have to do it all over again because the game's a dick. Everyone at this point except Seto, not Kaiba, they're different people here. Likes only to put monsters in defense mode, so you should win easily. To be honest, it doesn't prepare you much for Kaiba's tournament, but it shouldn't be skipped. It gives you enough time to practice fusing monsters. Also, each duels can be fought in the free duel. Thankfully, if you lose here, the game doesn't reboot. That's nice of it. Each time you win a duel in any mode, you get a card. You need to win cards in free duel to build a good enough deck to progress through the campaign. I recommend winning against the tough opponents as you get better cards. With that said, the more you trounce your opponent, the higher rank you'll get, which offers a better card. Some clever clogs made a tutorial on how to win any card you want. Gets very technical, but if you're a real nerd, it can be right up your street. Links in the description. The game has an eerie soundtrack. I remember getting chills playing it as a boy, like it was something forbidden, like what my daddy keeps in his drawer. Fits the theme of the game. I really like it. The title also excels in providing atmosphere in the visuals when it needs to. There's no constant prompts like in all the other Yu-Gi-Oh games. Duels are slow since you have to wait for the right card in your hand to fuse. A trick I like to pull is picking cards I fuse I know won't work when I don't need them. These cards are gone, but that way when it's my next turn, I draw cards until there's 5 in my hand. Not how real Yu-Gi-Oh works, by the way. Also, if a fusion fails, the last card used to fuse is the one that survives. There's no graveyard to check either because you'll never use it. Another tip is, sometimes it's worth putting spells and traps face down for later. This is so when an important turn comes around, you can use these cards and still be able to use a card from your hand. During any duel, you always go first. Maybe that's a secret of how Yu-Gi became the king of games, or it could be because the developers didn't bother including the coin toss feature. Still, here you'll need an advantage where you get it. The AI knows how to duel, but it can be easily tricked. Sometimes having one monster face down defense can stop them from attacking, even though it's obviously harmless. Then they'll spin all their monsters in defense mode, allowing me to plough them off. Because of this unique spin-off, some of the characters' personalities feel a bit off. You face Isis, not that one, in the modern day tournament. Isis is the Egyptian counterpart of Shishu, who the character should have been named after. It's like the developers never even watched the show. When she beats you, she'll don a smirk and smugly state you weren't good enough. In the anime, she was completely level-headed and didn't show any emotion. She wasn't smug. When I beat Mai, she looked angry, but she said, "Oh well, I suppose I'll simply wish you luck." And are you telling me a duel happens with Weevil for them being underhanded? What the fuck's this shit? Also, if you're expecting each character's deck to vaguely represent the anime manga counterpart, you'll be disappointed. Weevil claimed he had crushed me of his army of bugs, yet he barely had any in his deck. After a tournament, we warp back to the past, akin to a certain Zelda title to defeat the evil game developer and his coolly designed minions. Since we have a map again, we choose random locations to progress through the story, usually followed by a duel. Some areas you need to re-enter like a hidden card shop. Find this quickly because you lose once you get kicked back to the last save of Kyber's tournament. Strangely, can't buy any cards in the card shop. You also get some duels in different fields like Forest for example. I like this, as it gives me Dust Kingdom vibes. The major drawback with Forbidden Memories is about half of monster types are useless. Dragon's the best. This could be supplied of Thunder, Water, Rock, Plant or Machine. Wing Beast and Pyro are great too. You can even fuse females. No females in a type unfortunately, but if a card has a bird on it, it's taken into account during a fusion. Same a card picture shows fire, even if it isn't a pyro type. See why I said you use a guide? I decided to stop playing after about 5 mages. After that, duels started using monsters over 3,000 attack without even fusing. By this point, I had nothing strong enough to combat it, and I wasn't prepared to grind for tens of hours just to strong enough cards. I only recommend Yu-Gi-Oh! Forbidden Memories to hardcore Yu-Gi-Oh! Enthusiasts looking for a different spin in a formula like me. Also, keep an internet browser manual as well as a pen and paper on hand. Everyone else should stay away. I enjoyed my time in this one, but I know it's because I played so much as a wee skitter that fusions came naturally to me. Duels can sometimes drag on, but turns are quick due to no problems stopping the action. Story's decent, has the right kind of cheese, though how far you'll see it is another story. I give it a C, it's passable. You can have some fun with it. It's just dick a Smick and I'll see you again.
Hello guys, hope you're having a fantastic day. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a like and to subscribe for more videos. Bye!